Hi, for today's teardown, a box, round connector at the back, metal case, grey front panel, and stickers from Dassault Aviation in Mérignac, France for a control in 2000 and FAA approved replacement part for aircraft Mr. Falcon. So they are a line of business jets from Dassault Aviation and made by Honeywell in Phoenix, Arizona, which is mostly famous, I believe, for UFO sightings. So, it is not any random aircraft cockpit panel, because with this one, I can do this, I can take this, and I can do this. Yes, it is an aircraft floppy disk drive for loading flight maps, I believe, radio frequencies and everything, and maybe also some program update in the avionics. And I believe they are still used in the aircraft industry floppy disk. It has been a long time I have not used one. And this one has a weird sticker. It looks to be blurry in the video, but it is actually blurry. Okay, so I am interested in this device because I want to see if we have just a floppy disk and a box and a connector, or if we have special electronics, and also if the floppy disk is a regular computer grade one, or if it is a special model for aircraft. So it will be interesting to see. On the back, manufactured apparently in 1999, according to this sticker on this serial number, which is matching. Here is the model part number for you, white in libs. It is not even written, it is in libs, and it is called a data loader. A connector with apparently 28 pins, maybe, with a proper dust cap by Cap Plugs, as always, made in Buffalo, New York. And here the contacts are not gold plated, you can see. Also, interestingly enough, we have slotted screws at this level, and the other screws seems to be Phillips everywhere else. So let's undo the cover. The warranty sticker is already destroyed on this screw, by the way. Apparently just 3 screws to undo, and the cover should just slide out, revealing the contents. I am really curious. What do we have? What do we have? So out first. We will start by this bottom side, revealing not much. The cover is a folded aluminium piece and welded with part number stamped in here. So what do we have here? Apparently the bottom side of the drive with a protective plate in PCB material, regular, well, quite regular ribbon cable connecting it, and also I can see the power supply cable with just 2 wires. On this side nothing, and here, ta-da! I was not expecting so many electronics. It is quite loaded with big chips. Here one more board with apparently the power supply stuff. Everything is connected here at the rear on this backplane. You can see the serial number is repeated here on this sticker. Okay, so on the front we have LEDs for left, right and auxiliary. A select button, so probably to select the onboard computer or display you will update. And power switch for the device, only enough. Also, these switches, they do not seem to be particularly specially aircraft grade at least. Not bad, but not terrible quality, not terribly good. Interesting. All the other parts are proper aircraft grade, I believe. Some of the ICs are even military grade ceramics. Not everyone. Okay, big multi-pin header here. And really nice stuff. So I believe I need to take everything apart in order to have access to the floppy disk, because we have 3 screws on this side, but the other ones are blocked here, and I need to remove at least this base plane anyways. So let's do it. I will start at the back here. 4 screws. Of course, being made by Honeywell, we have Imperial hardware in here. Quite regular screws with 2 washers each time. Nothing terribly unusual, at least. Okay, so this should come off like such. Need to be careful not to damage anything. But I need also to undo here the floppy drive connector. Okay, seems to be a regular floppy drive thing, and I have still one more connector to undo behind this plate, so it will be the second thing I will undo this plate. Long screws here, so I am not sure the purpose of this. Just for structural reasons maybe, because it is not shielding or anything, so. But they did do a cutout for the spindle axis here, quite weird. So it is like this, quite thick material, and we have the underside of a floppy drive. Okay, now maybe I can try to disconnect this. Okay, it will not be terribly easy to reconnect. So this board, just interconnect board, a few capacitors and stuff. Interesting finish on this cable loom here for just 2 wires. You can see heat shrink and handmade cable lacing, quite over engineered, with also cable lacing here securing it to the board. The screws to secure the connector also. Proper identifications everywhere, revision issue, side number, even I can see layer information here. Okay, quite good. So we are left with the next part will be to undo the power supply with a correct screwdriver, should be better. So whenever I take something apart like this, I have a box just beside with a compartment box, and each step I put the screws in one compartment. It is much easier for me not to mix up the hardware. Okay, so this is coming off quite easily, except apparently for 2 little washers here, 3 even, which seems to be shims. Maybe this screw post here was not long enough and they had to include them, quite weird. Here is this board, issue B already. multi-layer board, at least 4 layers I believe, for just one power supply like this, interesting. And you can see Artesin power converter. So oddly enough, 48 volts input and 5 volts output to drive the logics on the floppy disk probably. So the switch here, interesting capacitors here with 3 legs. So I believe one of them is just shielding and structural reinforcement to secure the capacitor to the board, also some glue, so very well made here, and one tiny LM something from Linear Technologies here, very tiny thing, apparently just 2 pins, so maybe voltage reference as in a Zener diode or something like this. Okay, now I have access to the mounting screws of the floppy, so it should not be necessary to undo the main board, but we will first have a look at it, because it is loaded by every possible brand of IC. We have Motorola, we have L'Infinity, I believe it is the first time I see this brand, Intel, AMD, more AMD, Hitachi, more Motorola, Atmel, National Semiconductor, I believe, Zilog, Maxim, okay, quite impressive, crystal oscillator here by Mtron, 24 MHz, and top quality parts everywhere, network resistors, capacitors, diodes in a glass body, or maybe they are not easy to tell, maybe they are capacitors, these things, but really nice. So there is the EPROM I could read, but as always the sticker is covering the EPROM number and I need to know it to read it. Always a little bit annoying. About what we have left in this assembly. Front panel is made of 2 parts, so this is just a plastic cover with a door, nothing special, no backlight, and secured by 4 screws, and this frame securing everything. So time now to undo the floppy drive. Oh, actually a lot harder than expected, this screw. Maybe we have thread lock. Yes, really? Wow. I was absolutely not expecting this. It is not going anywhere. Maybe they did consider the possible vibrations from the floppy drive in action, and it should release the screws a little bit at a time. So they did thread lock the screws, but they are really hard. Even after unlocking, they are still hard to turn. So quite seriously made thing here, as always with Honeywell. Anyways, okay, it should come off, this thing. Yes, minus the cover here. So underside of the main board, nothing particular. So this door is all done already, and we have a Sony MFP 920-1 made in China. So seems to be a fairly regular model of floppy drive. but still we will have a look inside. I already took apart hundreds of floppy drives, but maybe not anyone in video. So it should be pretty regular. Yes, a little bit of dust in here. I will clean it before I reassemble it. Yes, vacuum it even. So seems to be very regular. Floppy drive construction, nothing particular, nothing special. So seems to be just a computer grade drive. As you can see, yes, Sony ICs everywhere, weird shape of circuit board, made in China by Sony, so really regular piece of equipment here. But really, the most interesting thing will be this nice main board. So I do not know what it does, but probably it is an interface, and they talk to the drive with a special protocol or something like this. The checking what are the IC should help, but it seems this has its own firmware, or maybe we have a processor here even. Copyright 1978, so on 92, so quite a old school beast here. Okay, 97 here on this chip. Some extra connector here, maybe for firmware upgrade of the board. Okay, so interesting device, a nice addition to my collection anyways, and quite unexpected. So thanks for watching, bye bye.